You think you're not rich because you haven't made enough money, right? That's completely wrong. The truth is, you're not rich because you don't even know the rules of the game you're playing. Society tells you a very simple story. Study hard, get a good job, work tirelessly, buy a house, and retire at 65. That's the standard formula, the pre-drawn path. But it's also one grand deception, a perfectly designed trap to keep millions of men permanently stuck in the loop of financial mediocrity. You have a stable job and pay your bills on time, yet there's always this invisible pressure, the feeling that the wheels are spinning, but the vehicle of your life isn't moving forward. Wealth isn't just a number. It's a game of 7 levels, each with its own set of rules, and the reason you're stuck is that you're using the wrong strategy for your level. This video doesn't teach you how to get rich quickly, it gives you the map of the financial game. Where are you right now? Why do you feel stuck? What's the smart next move? Before we dive into the details, let's reset your mindset. Wealth is not a destination. It's an evolution of psychology, of behavior, and of the systems you build around money. Every level demands a different version of you, a different strategy, a different focus. Apply the wrong strategy, and you'll waste 10 years of your life going nowhere. Now, let's take a look at the map. Here are the 7 levels of the financial game. Level 1. Dependency. At this level, the money isn't yours. Your life is funded by someone else, your parents, your partner, or government assistance. You might be a student, or going through a career transition and staying with relatives. On the surface, it might feel stable or safe, but the unspoken truth is you have no autonomy. Your choices are limited by someone else's wallet. Your life is a passenger in a vehicle someone else is driving. The biggest trap here is comfort. It erodes ambition and kills self-reliance. The only action to escape this level: start paying for a small monthly expense yourself. Choose one fixed bill, your phone, your internet, anything. That's the first step to taking back control. Level 2. Survival. This is where most people begin their adult life. Your income just barely covers your expenses. You live paycheck to paycheck. Payday feels like a celebration, and the days right before the next one are filled with anxiety. Your mind is constantly occupied with questions like, will I have enough to cover rent? Or, what if my car breaks down? This is a constant fight-or-flight state that drains your spirit and your creative energy. The trap here is lifestyle creep. The moment you get a raise, instead of using that surplus to escape, you upgrade your car, rent a nicer apartment. The result? You make more money but stay stuck at the same level, just with more expensive stuff. Your mission: print out your last 3 months of bank statements, grab a pen and circle every non-essential expense. Then cut out the 2 most wasteful ones. The goal isn't to suffer, it's to cut back just enough to stop feeling like money controls your everyday life. Level 3. Stability. You're no longer living in fear because you have an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of expenses. You've started saving small amounts consistently. You're not sinking anymore, but you're also not really moving forward. You're just floating. This is the most dangerous level. The feeling of this is enough becomes the enemy of your true potential. You begin to believe society's story that having a steady job and a bit of savings equals success. Your drive to grow disappears. Millions of people spend their entire lives at this stage. To move to the next level, you need a system. Inspiration and willpower alone won't carry you further. You must make your success automatic. Set up automatic transfers. As soon as your paycheck arrives, a portion goes straight into savings, another into investments, and only the remainder is left for spending. Level 4. Security. This is where the game begins to change. Money is no longer a daily threat. If you lose your job, you can live comfortably for 6 to 12 months without panic. You've paid off high-interest debts like credit cards and personal loans. You are now investing seriously, not based on online tips, but with a long-term strategy. The goal at this level is optimization. Your saving and investing rate should exceed 20% of your income. You begin to look at your cash flow the way a CEO looks at a company's balance sheet. Every dollar has a job. There's no room for waste or emotional decisions. You're building a financial engine. Level 5. Independence. This is the goal of the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. Independence doesn't mean you stop working. It means you work because you want to, not because you have to. At this level, your passive income from investments like stocks, real estate, or businesses equals or exceeds your monthly living expenses. You've officially bought back your freedom from the system. There's a simple formula to estimate this number. Take your annual living expenses and multiply by 25. That number is your financial independence target. This formula comes from the 4% rule, based on the well-known Trinity study, 1998, by 3 professors from Trinity University in Texas, USA. They found that if you withdraw 4% per year from a diversified investment portfolio of stocks and bonds, your money can last at least 30 years in most historical market conditions. Your assignment right now is to calculate your personal escape number. It might look huge at first, but for the first time, your freedom has a number. It's no longer a vague dream. Level 6. Freedom. At this level, money doesn't just cover your living expenses, it buys the things that are truly priceless: time, experiences, and choices. You can take a year off to travel the world. You can invest in a startup you're passionate about, even if it's risky. You can support family and friends without checking your bank account first. Money is no longer the reason you say no to life. It becomes the tool that allows you to say yes to every opportunity, every passion, every call to adventure. This is the moment you begin to live a life entirely of your own design. Level 7. Abundance. This is the final level. When you reach this stage, money is no longer the goal. It simply becomes a resource, like the air you breathe. Your wealth is so substantial that it will outlast you and continue through generations. Your mindset shifts from, "How can I make more money?" to, "How can I use this money to create the greatest impact?" You begin to invest in people, in ideas, and in solving the world's biggest problems. Ask yourself this: if you had $100 million and only 5 years left to live, what would you do with your time and money? Your answer reveals your true purpose, something far beyond wealth. So, where do you see yourself on this map? The most important thing to remember is this: you don't have to jump from level 2 to level 6 all at once. That kind of push often leads to failure and burnout. You have one mission: identify where you are right now and take the single smart step that moves you to the next level. Don't try to save 50% of your income like someone at level 5 when you're still trying to get out of credit card debt at level 2. Don't attempt risky investments like someone at level 6 when you haven't yet built the emergency fund required at level 3. Personal finance is not a race to see who can live the cheapest. It's a tool that helps you live a more intentional and empowered life. What level are you currently at? And if you could choose, what level would you want to reach 5 years from now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this video has given you a clearer map for the journey ahead, tap like and subscribe to the channel today. You won't want to miss the strategies that will help you grow richer in both your money and your mindset. Remember this: others may judge you by how much money you make, but you should judge yourself by how many real choices you have in life. Wealth is not a destination. It is the freedom to choose how you live.